Hey, it's the urban angler. It's the urban angler. He's daft as a bush. He goes climbing mountains in search of Bigfoot. He's a daft bugger.
If urban angler goes down to woods, he's sure of a big surprise. If urban angler goes down to woods, he'd better go in disguise. 'Cause every Bigfoot that ever there was is gathered there. It's certain because today's the day the Bigfoot's having a picnic.
The Eskimos fear him, trackers stalk him, skeptics deny he even exists. I am talking about Bigfoot, that half-man, half-animal creature that most consider just myth. So far, only one man seems to be able to catch up with Bigfoot. Only one man who claims he's been attacked by Bigfoot, shot at Bigfoot, even took pictures of Bigfoot. He is Ivan Marx, a world-renowned animal tracker. For the first time ever, Marx agreed to take Inside Report's Patrick Frazier into the California mountains, where he has filmed Bigfoot, so he says, time and time again. The footage is stunning. Ivan's convincing. But it'll be up to you to decide if Ivan has a leg up on other Bigfoot trackers or is just pulling Patrick's leg.
Beautiful, breathtaking, remote. The Northern California mountains, where the tales of hidden gold have finally been put to rest, where rumors of a legendary creature refuse to die.
You know, you live in the wilderness like we do, you see a lot of strange things, and some things I have not been able to explain to this day. A lot of things. You're in luck. Bigfoot track.
Ivan Marx is a well-respected animal tracker, a man who makes his living hunting bear and mountain lion. But what has made Ivan famous and infamous is his uncanny ability to find Sasquatch, Bigfoot, the mystical man-like animal.
He's just an animal that has been neglected.
We met Ivan near Mount Bernie, nearly 250 miles north of San Francisco. Ivan agreed to take us to the remote area he claims is home to Bigfoot.
Bigfoot track. It's rained out. There she goes.
Where?
Right here.
So how much does that fellow weigh?
That's a good size one. He could weigh 600. That's an awful good size one. He wasn't walking. He was moving at a pretty good pace. When he came out in the opening, he probably wanted to get across, get his food, and get out of here in a hurry.
If there is such a thing as an expert on the mythical creature, it is Ivan Marx. He has pursued Bigfoot for over 30 years with an unrelenting passion and with unparalleled success.
So how long do you have to sit here and wait for a Bigfoot to show up? I mean, have you sat there for hours, minutes, days?
Would you say years?
Ivan says his waits have been worth it. He knows the Bigfoot, how he lives, what he eats.
Now, right up there, a Sasquatch would pull the bark off. See, what they do, they pull this bark off and they find grubs under it. They probably won't be any grubs under here because they have, oh, there went one. The hell, he got away.
And the Sasquatch eats that.
Lord have mercy, yes.
Lord have mercy, yes.
Ivan claims he has been so close to Sasquatch so many times that he can mimic the animals.
they'll get us in the heavy brush and they start running at us, and they'll start pounding. They'll blow their neck with air, and they'll hit their neck like that and force the air to make the noise.
You'd heard them from ridge to ridge calling to
over here in the prison, way over here, then you hear them going on out.
Do people come up to you and say, Ivan, I think you're crazy?
No. Actually, most of them come up and want to go out with us.
It would be easy to dismiss Ivan as a crackpot, except that he has what he calls proof. Ivan carries a camera with him. He has photographed the pointy-headed female and male Sasquatch together, photographed the animals bathing, followed them through the snow, year after year.
You've probably noticed in most of Ivan's pictures, Bigfoot always seems to be in the shadows, difficult to see, difficult to photograph. That's his way of covering up his little game, you're probably thinking. But Ivan says there's a different reason for that. He has concluded that the Bigfoot is a very shy animal. Bigfoot likes the shadows. Bigfoot loves to hide beneath the California firs.
But one terrifying trip proved that the animal can be provoked. Ivan claims he spotted a Bigfoot apparently holding the skull of another Bigfoot.
I thought, well, here's my chance to get me a skull. I wanted that skull worse than anything in the world. Yeah. So I just went up there, happy, easing up, and I was down on my hands and knees, and that thing raised up and headed towards me, and I just turned the camera on. I locked it on run.
Bigfoot attacked Ivan 3 times, slapping the camera out of his hands. Ivan kept rolling, and as Bigfoot retreated, he did the same. Later, Ivan feared the animal was about to attack him, and so with his wife holding the camera, he fired a shot at Bigfoot to frighten him away. Ivan grazed the animal, a rare encounter or a well-staged escapade. Down in Redding, 50 miles from where we found the tracks, townspeople chuckle with and at Ivan Marx.
There's no such thing. It's kind of like the Loch Ness Monster. You know, it's good public relations stuff, and I think it's good for tourism promotion. In that respect, it's a public relations hoax.
You think Ivan Marx is pulling people's legs?
He's probably just having a little fun with it.
This is where I found the footprints, right here.
But 2,000 miles away in Castleton, Vermont, anthropologist Warren Cook doesn't laugh at the mention of Bigfoot. He has documented the animal from Alaska to Vermont to California to China. He has even gathered hair samples from the mystery monster. The lab results?
The universal response has been identical. No known mammal. This would indicate to me that there's some as yet unknown animal. Well, what unknown animal? Every indication is that this is the species, the surviving species closest to man on Earth. We're in danger of seeing our nearest relative in the end of a kingdom disappear without even being studied, without being recognized.
Which brings up a very logical question. If Bigfoot does exist out here, why hasn't someone caught one, or at least found its remains? Ivan thinks he knows.
We bury our dead. They bury or dispose of their dead. They take the dead, rip it apart, eat all the meat off of the thing, and then take the bones and dispose of them. Because I did see the one that time with an arm bone and a skull bone that looked like a small Sasquatch.
But if Ivan is not a jokester, then could he be the victim of an elaborate joke? Ivan says it's possible he could be fooled by a man in a monkey suit, but he doubts it, and he is convinced the tracks he's found are real.
If somebody was playing a joke on you, how would they go about faking something like that?
They can't.
Why?
Because to me, a track is as different as people's faces for you. Let me show you something here. You see, this piece of plywood, if somebody's going to fake some tracks, they lose it there and then going to pick it back up there. You see the difference? Now look here. This is a live track. Nothing sticks to your hands.
The only way to prove for certain that Bigfoot does exist is for Ivan to track down and shoot one. He refuses to kill the animals. Instead, he says he'll keep searching, convinced the legend is alive, and that one day he will prove it.
You think you'll be the first one to get one?
If anybody does, I will. Because I'm the only one out here.
Ivan is very protective of Bigfoot. He suspects, he says, that there are only 300 to 400 Bigfoots left, and he wants to make sure that nothing happens to them.
According to Cupertino resident Ernest Montiel, president of Amazing Horizons and a man noted for clearly knowing what a film shows, this film clearly shows the fabled Sasquatch, the huge, primitive, ape-like man sometimes called Bigfoot. For all these years, people have been tracking the creature without success, save one or two highly questionable pieces of badly shot film. But now we see Ivan Marx and his remarkable movies. For some strange reason, Ivan Marx seems to show up carrying a camera every time Sasquatch steps out of the woods. Marx filmed the creature not just once, but countless times over the last 30 years, and in varying locales, beginning in Nevada in 1958, walking across an open field. Here is Sasquatch peeking out from behind a bush, peeking out from behind another bush, walking behind a bush, peeking out from behind a snowy bush. This is a shot of Mrs. Squatch peeking out from behind a bush. Here Sasquatch takes something out of a stream. Here Sasquatch throws something into a stream. Here Sasquatch attacks Mr. Marx and his camera, and here Mr. Marx shoots Sasquatch with a camera and with a gun at the same time. These two people, creature and scientist, are simply drawn to each other in some inexplicable dance of nature. Notice the eerie similarity between Sasquatch and Dan Aykroyd in a hairy conehead suit. Frankly, we were amazed by this stuff, and by the fact that Mr. Montiel has never submitted the films for scientific evaluation. He says research is being conducted by the North American Hominid Research Foundation, which, coincidentally, has been formed by Amazing Horizons Company, which, as we told you, is owned and operated by Mr. Montiel. We will be anxious to hear the results of that research.